And, all right, so then I taxied onto the runway, gave it full throttle, and here we go. I got up to flight speed and pulled back, and we're going airborne. And about that time, on the back of my hand, which this is where the throttle is, the biggest smack. And I said, wow, what's wrong? He says, I told you, full throttle. And I said, I do have. He says, oh yeah, you do. He says, turn loose the airplane, give it to me. Well, I think he said bird. And before we got to the end of the runway, he took control. We went right angle. Before we got off of the airport, he turned right again, which is illegal. Got to almost the end of the runway on the other end, turned back, and he just landed like that. I mean, we were just, boom, right on the ground. And he taxied over, he says, go get another bird. And he went running into the hangar where they repair the airplanes. And he was swearing and cussing and so on. So I got another bird and we took off. So that was the day I was glad that my instructor was such a good pilot and could take over, because, you know, anything could have happened that day. You know, I might not be here today. The next exciting one was my first hour of instrument flight. And so we took off and did our normal thing, went out over the area where there's no residents. And he says, okay, put on the hood. This is my makeshift hood. And so you'll see, all you can see is the instruments. And the main theory here was that if you get into a big cloud bank and you can't see at all, then you're supposed to be able to go like this, make a 180-degree turn, get out of the clouds and come back and it's safe. And so we were doing with the hood on, I did some rights, some lefts, and raised the nose up and all these maneuvers. And then all of a sudden, I hear him say, okay, you're in a graveyard spiral now, what you gonna do about it? Just real calm. And I says, uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, I turned right and I nosed down. So let's back it up. Pull the nose up a little bit, we turned left, and got back safe. But it gives you a lot of things in your stomach there. So a little later on, some of the guys that I met then decided that the three of us should buy an airplane. So they found a 1946 Piper J3 Cub that was being recovered. And that Cub is wood frame, and you put fabric over it, iron it with an iron, and then you paint it with, I don't know, 10, 12 coats of paint, something like that. And so we bought it in the repair, finished it up, and had some fun flying that for a while. And the airspeed or flight speed of that is like 40 knots. So one time at Brackett Field, when we had a good headwind, he took it off the ground, and the control tower's over here, and we just waved at them, and of course they came on and said, you know, get out of here, guys, there's other people wanting to land. But we were actually flying with just the wind going. And so that's my experience of flying.
Okay.
Thank you. Madam Postmaster. Oh, okay.